Hi. Who is ready for a super old dive into the Brown family financials? Spoiler alert, there's no real dive into the Brown family financials in this episode. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Cozy. This is my co-host Graham. We like to snark about reality television shows here on YouTube, mostly those involving sister wives. I do like to remind you these videos are for entertainment purposes only. They're not facts, they're just my opinions about public figures sharing their lives publicly on television. So, if we're cool, we're cool. Okay, so this is season 2, episode 3. And this is one of the ones where, like, Cody's taking Janelle out for her birthday, that kind of stuff. So before we dive too deep into this, just a quick reminder. The My Five Wives video should already be out. Then this one. Then we're going to be doing Seeking Sister Wife, season 5, episode 7 to catch back up. I don't watch those when my kids are awake because I don't think that the kids should be, hearing anything that Garrick has to say. My opinion, I'm just not about it. Not what I want my kids to hear. So, there's that. So that's going to be kind of where we're going to do the loop this week. I don't know that that's going to continue into next week. I said in my Five Wives video that I still am kind of experiencing some of the effects of that medication that I was on that is causing me to sort of stumble over words, forget words, get confused. So I'm going to be relying pretty heavily on my notes to try and keep track of everything so that I don't get too confused, don't get dates or times or details confused. So if you see me glancing a lot at that, that's part of why. The medication causes a lot of confusion, a lot of forgotten words, things like that. So there's that. Other than that, we're doing pretty good. I'm losing weight well. The doctor's pretty happy. So fingers crossed, we will at least reduce some of the pseudotumor symptoms so that I can function like a normal human being again. That would be fantastic. So, on to Sister Wives. I almost said the wrong show name. Okay, so we're starting off with Cody letting us know that he is taking Janelle and going camping for her birthday. Her birthday is at the beginning of May, so I think it's like May 6th, right around there. It is going to be chilly for overnight camping. My birthday is at the end of May, and it is chilly at the end of May, so bring blankets. That's all I can say there. So they need some time away, they say. They say they try to get away a couple times a year because with as many wives as are in the family, they feel like it's really important to nourish each individual relationship. We've heard recently that was a more recent addition with Robin coming to the family, that she kind of pushed this more coupley aspect. So, I don't know. But Cody says that every year he and Janelle try to get away 2 different times. And so I just happen to wonder, because I want to make a comparison to the Williams family from My Five Wives. Since I'm already doing those videos, shameless plug. I'm doing My Five Wives. If you're not watching them, but you're watching these, you should. They're kind of fun. I do the same thing there that I do here. Same thing, if you're not watching the Seeking Sister Wives videos, well, you're probably having a better time than I am. Though I do tend to get a lot snarkier and a little angrier on those. So if that's what you like, if you like snarky, angry, cozy, I would pop over to those because I am sure I will have something for you. At any rate, so Brady and Robin Williams, the husband and the second wife of the family, they share a birthday, right? And we have seen how much issue it causes that he spends every birthday with her because he spends that birthday night with each wife. So instead of saying, well, it's also my birthday, so sucks to suck, you have to spend your birthday alone so that I can spend my birthday with somebody else, but everybody else gets to spend their birthday with me, he keeps it to, no, I'm going to spend her birthday with her. You guys can hang out with me on a different day for my birthday. I don't care. It's not that big a deal. I'm an adult. Right, but it has caused huge consternation in the Williams family all the time. They're constantly sort of fielding this issue of we don't get to spend Brady's birthday with him. So I have to wonder, because Cody and Janelle got married on Cody's birthday. I know what that feels like. I got married on my birthday, but I don't have sister wives, so none of that is an issue. I just have to figure out how to navigate, making sure that my husband feels loved while also feeling like I didn't, make too many compromises that I'm unhappy with. You know what I'm saying? So, do we think that's a huge sticking point in the Brown family? Like, they never bring it up. Ever. Did Janelle spend every one of Cody's birthdays with him because that was their anniversary? Did they just not worry about it? Were anniversaries not a big deal? Like, we see them make a big deal out of birthdays and anniversaries in the beginning, and then in the middle, not so much, and then toward the end of everything, we see them make a big deal out of it again. But the only time in the middle of the series we ever see them make a big deal about an anniversary is when they're making a big deal about the fact that Robin will have two, and that they pretend they're not going to celebrate both. So I wonder, did anybody ever be like, well, I don't ever get to spend Cody's birthday with him because it's your anniversary? It's just interesting since I'm watching these two shows concurrently, and they did air concurrently. I wonder how that dynamic played out. I guess it doesn't matter now. I'm just curious. But Janelle sends Cody off to pack and tells him, you need to be focused. Please focus. Good luck. They're off to Arches National Park, and they are finishing packing, and Janelle's like, hey, grab the bedding. And he makes this huge deal. These sleeping bags aren't rolled. They're not zipped. And Janelle's like, they don't zip anymore. They're broken. And he's like, fine, then we need to buy 2 new ones. And he just like tosses them aside. And she's like, whoa, that is not an expense that we need to take on right now. These sleeping bags will work just fine. We're going to lay them out and treat them more like a mattress. And then we're going to take these quilts and blah, blah, blah. And Cody's like, no, they need to zip together because it's more romantic. And he just wants to whine about taking these quilts. I understand. Maybe it is slightly less convenient. Maybe it's not exactly what you had planned. Dude, just do what you need to do. Why are you fighting? She wants to go do this for her birthday. She took the time to pack all this up. You did not. Pick it up. Put it in the trunk. Relax. Jeez, oh Pete. Money doesn't grow on trees, and you can deal with a sleeping bag that doesn't zip like it used to. But Janelle says the constant friction in their marriage is the way that Cody spends money. Cody's like, listen, affording this family is always my number one. Actually, no, I should say she said spending money, but I'll take the implication. Cody says that affording the family is always the number one question, and he hates to call it communal, but it's very socialistic. They all work together to support the family. They all kind of put money into the pot. And he says, everybody works together. Janelle's like, when Robin first came up and didn't find a job, there had to be an adjustment because things had to stretch even further, and there already wasn't enough to go around. And now we know this is something we're going to hear a lot as time goes on. Janelle talks a lot about this. This is something that really worries her from this day forward. And Christine kind of jumps in to defend Robin because, she was always really mean to her. And says that Robin took over some of the responsibilities and gave Christine some breathing room. Okay. Robin's like, I'm going through a rite of passage in a way. And part of her wants to do some really great job and contribute like vast amounts of wealth to the family so she can be super valuable. And she's like, she says, they've gone through the motions of this whole thing. She doesn't really explain what that means. I'm assuming she's just saying that they've kind of gone through what all of this looks like so far, but she just wants to make herself valuable enough that the disruption is worth it to them. Okay. I mean, you either are or you aren't. I don't believe in buying someone's love. Either they believe that it was worth it to add you to the family, or they don't. That's the long and short of it. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Cody points out that Robin and Christina are both staying home, and so his income covers both of them. And he says sometimes Janelle throws in too, and Mary's income covers some of the smaller bills, but Janelle and Cody coordinate the larger bills, while Mary, Christine, and Robin work out some of the smaller ones on their own. But it looks like Janelle is really the point man on this. And I am just having flashbacks to the Polly and Noni petty fight over the stupid bill on My 5 Wives, as Cody's trying to tell Janelle which bills to pay, and she's like, I got this. Cody, just let her do it. Just let her do it. She seems to have this under control. But Cody reminds us there are 16 kids, and they have to prioritize where the money goes. He says squeakiest wheel gets the grease. If kid says they need new shoes, he's just going to buy them new shoes. And Janelle's like, yeah, that's why I have to keep better track in my house of who's getting what when. Because if I don't, Maddie's going to just ask me for something new every single time a paycheck hits. And Christine's like, yeah, Aspen and McKelty are kind of the same way. And Mary's like, yeah, well, I only have one kid, so they get whatever they want. And she laughs and she's like, that's not true. That is not true at all. But Janelle's like, it's a lot of stress, but the bills get paid every month. Yeah, I mean, we have 3 kids, and you gotta prioritize too. Somebody needs new shoes. You can't just get somebody else new shoes because, oh, these ones are cute and they're a different color than the brand new ones that I already got not that long ago and don't need brand new ones when this kid does. It just is what it is. Money doesn't grow on trees, and sometimes not everybody gets new shoes at the same time. So, as I get out the door, Janelle's admitting that Cody takes forever to get going anywhere. He has to say goodbye to everyone, which is great, but it does take time, and they finally get underway. This park is gorgeous. Utah has amazing scenery. I would love to see some of it someday. It is beautiful. And they get to the site, and Cody has no idea how to put the tent up. Okay, he has obviously never been a part of putting up the tent. Janelle says, though, that she does it at least once a year, because she says, oh, no, I figure it out every year. And Janelle says that while she's gone, Christine and Robin have her kids. And Cody's like, yeah, it's super important those two are home right now. He never really explains why, but Christine says her contribution is saving the family money. She watches all the dollars, and she watches all the cents. She buys in bulk, she cans, she coupons. She does all of these things that really try to keep their expenses to a minimum. And Robin's like, I contribute by being the mom at home, the go-to gal for anybody, and caring for the kids. Okay, yes, you do. You have some kids at your house. And Mary says the advantage of their family is not paying for babysitters because they've built in ones here. And of course, because she said it, and Robin was the one talking about being the stay-at-home mom or whatever, Cody jumps in and is like, she's a mother in the family, not a babysitter. You're missing the point entirely. That's the point. Shut up. That is the entire point. Because Mary's like, yeah, right, exactly. That's why we don't have babysitters. Because we have moms. Like, oh my goodness. Christine talks about how they buy in bulk and they stock the food storage room. And she realized the other day she was out of sugar. And that hadn't happened in forever. And Janelle and Christine kind of work together to make sure this grocery budget is like perfect. And she's like, it's not like we have a community pantry, but we sort of do because anybody can take from it. And Mary's like, yeah, I do. And in fact, I was the one who took all the sugar. And I get that because I also buy certain things in bulk. Like, since I have to bake all of my own bread now, I buy like 50 pounds of flour at a go and leave it in the house, and it's downstairs in sealed, like it's sealed in airtight containers because I go through it so quickly that it doesn't make sense to buy the 5-pound bags at like $5 a bag when I can buy a 25-pound bag for 10. Just saying. But this is the infamous thing where Robin yells at Isabel that the cereal is a snack, not a meal. It's meal. Okay, so firstly, those bowls are super shallow. Like, I mean, they're super shallow. So it really wasn't that much cereal. It would have been fine. But she's like, this is a huge transition for me because I'm just so used to paying my own bills before. So I didn't know what to do. Do I just put it on the counter and it just magically gets paid? I'm guessing that's exactly what you do. Janelle doesn't mince words. She says, I don't see how this is going to work. We're struggling to keep the roof over our own heads. So how is this even going to work? And Cody, of course, defends Robin, saying that she was telling him months before that she wasn't going to come in and be a burden to the family. And Janelle is still hopeful that Robin's going to get a job at this point. And she does say Robin's been looking, but it has been a little bit nice having her home because Christine just had Truly and she's kind of needed to check out for a little bit. And Robin says that when Janelle picks up the kids, all she thinks all the time is, please, please, please see the value I bring to this family. She wants Christine to see her value too. And she's like, if you removed any of the original members, they would miss that person. And I want them to get to the point where I would be missed if you just kind of plucked me out of there too. Back at the park, Janelle and Cody are still struggling with this tent. Janelle says that she likes camping, but she's getting older and she thinks she'd like a trailer. Well, I got a surprise for you. Cody says that camping checks you out from stress. He says that every relationship has its own strengths and own bonds, and you have to compartmentalize all of these relationships because you have an individual one with each wife and then a group one. And Janelle says that at least in their family, she thinks that each kid thinks their mom is the favorite. And she knows that when she's with Cody, she's the center of his universe. She's heard each kid say, my mom's the favorite, but she knows it's not really that often discussed. Mary says that things work out well for her because she's able to have a really good balance. Sometimes she'd prefer to be at home over working, but overall, she really is pleased with how things work out with her work life and her home life. Christine's like, I just want to be at home. This works out really, really, really well for me. And Janelle feels very differently because she's like, I admire the women who stay home. I can't do it. Christine's like, you bring home the bacon, I'll fry it up in the pan. And Robin's like, listen, it's been so much fun getting to know the kids. It's been really rewarding when they respond to me. And Janelle's like, I think I have a tremendous home life, but I can still do what I want to do. And Mary's like, Janelle is a much better mom when she's working because she isn't so tired when she gets home. She can still give her all to her kids and enjoy her career. Janelle's contribution is the money, and she gets to go to work and do what she wants and have this amazing home life and bring home the money to support it, and she's perfectly fine with that. So back at the campsite after that night, Janelle and Cody are getting packed up, and they get very candid with us. Cody says that Janelle does not like PDA. And he said that he had to actually go to Janelle and explain to her that it was really important to him. And she's had to sort of learn how to speak that language with him. And she's like, when we got married, Mary was very affectionate with him, sort of all over him. And she had to learn to stand aside and how to balance all of it. As they had to kind of learn as a group. And she says they've been married 17 years, and it's only been in the last year that she's actually realized that PDA, that physical touch, is actually really important to him. And they agree it was chilly the night before, and they were grateful for the quilt. Cody even goes so far as to say on the couch that they saved the money, and Janelle was right, and then Mary prompts him, and he finally says that he was wrong. So they take a hike up and around the rocks just to enjoy that little bit of time away before they had to leave. And Cody said it was nice knowing that everyone works as a team for this family. And Robin says that there's these raw emotions of possessiveness you have to overcome to become a better person for it. And Cody offers to dump his career and stay at home as Mr. Mom, and Christine's like, yeah, you wouldn't last. And he probably wouldn't. This episode, these ones are only about 22 minutes long, so there's just not as much depth here. We're not getting a ton of depth. This was nice to kind of see how Janelle and Cody interact. And we didn't get like a ton of anything. We kind of got a lot of surface level. They lead this in like they're going to explain to us how the finances work. And they do and they don't. They do and they don't. Which really, honestly, it's not really any of our business. And of course, this was before the show really took off, so they weren't really getting that, as we like to say now, TLC money. Which I'm sure helped them somewhere along the line. It doesn't seem to have done the best things for them now that we're here in the present, but hey, what are you going to do? Overall, it's sort of a filler episode. Kind of seems thrown together almost like, hey, we got to pump out something here because people want to know how these people live. It really wasn't super deep. There really wasn't anything that exciting. If I could have just skipped over it, I probably would have. But then people would be like, where's the episode? You didn't give us the Janelle going camping episode. So here it is. It's boring. Congratulations. I don't have much else. I don't like to go camping. I also think physical touch is important. But appropriately. And this is my dog. I don't have anything else. Guys, it was just that much of a boring episode that I just don't have much for you. And the best I can do is tell you that this is my dog. He is more exciting than the episode was. So, that's about it. The next episode of Sister Wives is the pumpkin carving episode. The one where Cody thinks he's the sun or whatever for Halloween, but he doesn't actually know what he is, and all the wives are the elements, but none of the kids knows who or what is who. Yeah, that one. So that's one we're going to get into on our next Sister Wives, but the next video after this one is going to be Seeking Sister Wife. That show is a train wreck of epic proportion. I don't know how many episodes there are of it this season, but we're just going to keep trucking along until those episodes end, because holy begoodness, can you not please, sir? Thank you. Is it just... it's something. What it is, I don't know, but it is something. So we're going to keep trucking along on that. So you'll get, like I said, the My Five Wives already came out, then you're going to get this one, then you'll get that Seeking Sister Wife, and then you'll either get another My Five Wives or you're going to get the pumpkin carving episode. It just depends, because these ones are so short that they're a lot easier to get out. I don't want to say a lot more quickly, but they're just easier to get out in general because the episodes are easier to rewatch, the notes are easier to take, and they're easier to film. Where the My Five Wives episodes are longer, and so they're a little bit meatier in some ways, and in other ways they're a little bit kind of like, oh, there's a lot of filler here. So we'll see which one comes next. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I can't wait to see you soon. Bye.